What if the best bank for you isn't a bank? It's time to consider a credit union. Great rates and lower fees, technology and convenience plus personal service, and of course, peace of mind knowing it's all federally insured. Check out Avadian today.
It's another edition of the Red Zone presented by Avadian Credit Union this year with Alec Etheredge. Tyler Rayleigh now down at Auburn on the Plains covering the Tigers, which we definitely won't be talking about much today as we walk with Thompson senior quarterback and Alabama commit Trent Seaborn going into his final year here at Thompson High School. And Trent, as we go into this season, you look back at your 8th grade year and you come in, you win a state championship then. Now you're going into your senior season. You're on the cover of the Shelby County Football Magazine as our cover athlete this year. Just talk a little bit about the experience of the last few years and how far back that seems at this point, but also probably like it was just yesterday at the same time.
No, it's crazy, how much has happened over the past few years. I've gotten to experience so much just coming up through Thompson, as a young guy. Going through all of our workouts in the off season and then, getting into the season and having all our practices and our games. And it's just cool to look back and look back on all the memories that I've had with every year that I've been here and all the teammates that I've had. And, I'm really sad that it's, this is the final one. I remember back in middle school or 8th grade, thinking like I've got 4 more years left of this, and now it's just, a few more months. So it's crazy how much time has passed.
Yeah, now it's here. And one of the things that's really stood out to me over the last couple of years about the growth in your game, obviously you have all this talent, but I've noticed especially the last 2 years, your ability on the run. You've got a great pocket presence, first off, so you know when to get out of the pocket. But when you're on the run, the accuracy, the power that you still throw the football with, what is it that leads to that success when you're on the run?
I think a lot of it is just preparation, just practicing those movements. That's something that I made a big priority to myself over the past few off seasons is, really working on being able to extend plays and but still being accurate while outside the pocket. And I like to say I've done a good job, but there's always room to get better at that too.
Yeah, well, you get this week a big opportunity. We kick it off with Central-Phenix City, this team you're familiar with, the 4th year in a row that y'all get to play them. 2 of those games in a state championship. Last year, thrilling 35-34 win for y'all in the semifinals to get to the state championship. New coach this year for them, but what does that mean to start with a team like that? You know that they're going to bring it. They're going to have a little revenge on their mind. So the excitement level for the team to get the season going and against a squad like that.
I think they're an amazing team. There's a reason Coach Freeman, schedules us very difficult opponents in the beginning of the season, so it prepares us for when playoffs comes around. And, Central-Phenix is no different from any other great team that we've played. Even if they have a new coach, they're always a great team. And, this is a coach that comes from a winning program. So I know he's gonna bring the same intensity that Coach Neeks had last year.
Yeah, when you look at this, we just talked about it being your senior season. Obviously, the goal is to win a state championship. At the end of the day, though, what's your big goal, your big focus for this team to enjoy that final ride with this group and as a senior leader now too?
I think really just taking it all in. Taking in all the memories of this final season, especially with all my senior teammates. Obviously, like you said, winning a state championship, but just taking on these last few months, and hopefully they're the last few months for us to remember forever.
Yeah, and last question for you. Like I said, the goal is always a state championship. You've got the talent. Y'all are the favorites to win it all this year. But at the end of the day, what's the internal focus and message for this team? If they want to be as successful as they can be, what's that internal message and hurdle that y'all have to overcome?
It's really just coming together as teammates and brothers, throughout spring practices and fall camp and even in the summer too. It was a lot of, offense versus defense, us going head to head. Now that we're finally in the season, we get to play someone else other than ourselves. It's more of us not about butting heads anymore. It's about coming together as a whole team and supporting each other the whole way.
Awesome. Well, this is yours. Beautiful,
so
beautiful
much.
Cover athlete there. Great career. One more season to go for Trent Seaborn. We appreciate him for joining us on the Red Zone today. Excited to watch him this season as well. But that does it for this episode of the Red Zone with Alec Etheredge. He's Trent Seaborn. I'm Alec Etheredge, and this has been brought to you by Avadian Credit Union.